the master teacher herself, Miss Ivanna Chubbuck.
Flowers. Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel like I should, I'm so happy to have won Miss Universe.
Have a seat, Miss Ivanna.
Should I put this down someplace?
Yeah, okay. Would you like to greet our friends here from the press, Miss Ivanna?
Hello.
Okay. Who's going to ask the first question? I think Tito Mario Bautista has a question.
Hello, Ivanna. Here.
Oh, there you are.
Welcome to Manila.
Thank you.
I hope you have a pleasant and enjoyable stay here.
Well, I already
Is
have.
this your first time in the country?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I see. I hope you'll have enough time to go around and see the beautiful scenery in the countryside.
Well, this time I won't be able to see the beautiful scenery in the countryside because I'm working on 2 very big studio movies right now, and I have to get back on a plane and work with these people and the writers, the director, and the stars of the show. So it's just a bad timing. But next time, yes, I'm planning.
So you come here on vacations, so you'll have enough time to go around.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I understand you were the acting coach for Dream Girls.
For Beyonce.
For Beyonce.
Not for the whole show.
Oh, I see.
Just Beyonce, yeah.
So you didn't have anything to do with Jennifer Hudson?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember Bill Condon showed me the tapes of all the auditioning people, everybody who auditioned, and why he picked Jennifer Hudson. But I was kind of working hand in hand with him, and he loved the book, Bill Condon, the director, also the director of Twilight, and many, many other things. So it was interesting to see what gets a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, because everybody had to sing the song, the famous song, that basically, was part of what helped her get the Oscar. Is she put such pain and passion into it, but the others were singing with beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. So it's not enough. Voice is not enough. It has to have the gravitas, the weight of your soul, of your gut.
You also taught Jared Leto. What do you think are his chances of winning this coming Sunday?
Oh, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's in terms of Vegas does odds on who's gonna win, and he's the top choice to win. So it's unusual when the Vegas odds don't match up with the actual wins.
So it's a lock for him.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm also I want him to win, obviously.
And you worked with 2 top actresses who both won for monster movies. How are they in person? Obviously, Halle Berry's plug for you did a lot of good for your career, right?
Yeah.
How about Charisse? How was it working with them in these monster movies?
Well, both women are so beautiful. They come to the house where I coach privately. I have this little room that's a library area with a fireplace, and it's filled with books. It makes me feel very warm and comfortable. And people feel safe. The doors close, and they can say and do anything in that room because nothing ever gets passed along. Show up without makeup on. Show up sweats. Totally without any kind of sense of guile or posing or anything. They're just real people. And I tell you, Halle Berry is probably one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. My child went to NYU Tisch, and Halle Berry wrote her, my daughter, a recommendation letter that helped her get into college. That's the kind of person she is. Charlize is someone who's also, what's cool about Charlize is that she's got a great sense of humor. She's really a hard worker. Let's talk about hard work. I just told this story to one of my clients the other day who's in The Secret Project. You would know who she is, and you would know The Secret Project. I signed pieces of paper that says I couldn't talk about it, but let's say I told this person, there's Charlize there in the story, about she would come to me with all her work done, and then we'd do more. Her page would be filled with writing, with all the work that she had done. So that takes hours to do, and come to me and spend more hours breaking down the script. And so she has the work ethic. It's one of the best work ethics I've ever seen. Brad Pitt too. So I remember him coming to me because early on in his career. It basically was a 3-line part in something I don't remember, but it was 3 lines, and he wanted to work it and work it and work it and work it to the point where I finally had to say an hour and a half after 3 lines. 3 lines, hour and a half. I said, Brad, I think we've done enough. He would come to me with commercial auditions, and I said, he had no money. He had no money. He said, save your money for the good, the important stuff, because you don't have very much money. He worked 3 jobs to be able to support acting class and private training. And again, work ethic, work ethic, work ethic. I can't say enough about success. It's not because they're the most prettiest people. They are very pretty, but you've never been to Hollywood, that's a dime a dozen. Every waiter and waitress looks like the most gorgeous people on the planet. You know, so it's like, it's so, I mean, beauty doesn't mean anything. It's hard work. In terms of like star quotient, how do you become a star? Work your ass off and take risks in the choices that you make, so you're doing artistic choices, pushing the envelope, crossing boundaries, not doing what other people, that don't necessarily please everyone, but really disturb sensibilities, so that you create a real reaction, a real like investment in your audience, because they're thinking, you're making them think, you're making them think outside the box, you're making them think, I never thought of it that way, but maybe I have to consider that. You want to include people not only in the truth of your performance, but actually doing something that's much more important for all artists to do, whether you're a painter, a writer, an actor, whatever art form that you choose to do, you have to change the world. You have to use the arts to change the world, to change thought, to change, give people hope. To give people hope, so important, because there's so many dire circumstances in the world, and most people give up because they are told that's all you've got, that's all you'll ever have. And through the work that I do, it's about making choices that take the bottom line of the character, the painful, horrible circumstances of the character, and then try to overcome those circumstances by personalizing them and making them your own personal journey. And in this way, it allows you to get the audience. This is an important point. I'm sorry, someone's talking. I'm sorry, it gets me. I can't hear myself. Okay, so when a character who's kind of hit bottom is doing all these things to overcome and therefore win, what happens is the audience says, look, I have the same circumstances, I have the same hurt, I have the same pain. If that person on the screen can overcome and win with the same circumstances, maybe so can I. That's why I keep seeing some audience and me and the group me, why people keep going to see the same actor over and over and over again, because it makes you feel good. Not because they're so pretty, not because they're acting so real, but because deep inside they're giving you a sense of possibility. That don't accept what life has said you're supposed to accept. If your parents told you, you know what, you're no good, you're not smart enough, This is the best you're ever going to do. You might as well just do this because that's the best you've got. It's like, it's to be unaccepting of all that and to say, you know what? Dreams can come true if you work really hard and you take chances.
So in effect, you're saying that...
I just said a lot. Oh, you're right.
Actors...
Repeat it back. There'll be a test later.
You're saying that actors are not just born good actors. They have to be honed, they have to be trained, they have to be made, right?
Yeah, like anything else. I think about this. Back in the day, when they used to have like what was it called, apprenticeship with, say, Michelangelo was an apprentice to someone for 10 years before he was allowed to paint his own paintings. It's like, why is it that all of a sudden acting is the only art form that you just gotta go, I'm born with it. I come out of the womb, I'm dancing, I'm singing. You know, so it's like, it doesn't work that way. It has to be honed. A lot of people with talent. There are very few people who have success. What's the difference?
You know, some years ago, another acting coach came over to Manila. Eric Morris, who was teaching being, and for a time it was the byword of most of the actors who took the workshop with him. So, what I'd like to ask is, how different is the Chubbuck technique with that of Eric Morris or that of the method acting or Stella Adler or Lee Strasberg?
I don't know Eric Morris's stuff. So I can't tell you, so I don't really know.
But you've heard of him also?
I've heard of him, yes, but I don't.
Because some of the actors here actually go to the States to study with them.
Well, hopefully that this will change. But anyway, in terms of the method, this isn't so far from the method. I was just in Russia, and they. The book has been very well received in my workshop and my way of working, to the point where the headings of the magazines and the newspapers were the American Stanislavski. This is an honor they've never given Eric Morris, Strasberg, Stella, on and on. I'm the first, and I felt that that was my Oscar. Because that's where acting in this way, coming from a truthful place, not from the place that they used to come before that, which is the birthplace of acting. Okay, that was 100 years ago. Okay, that's great. I took the honor gratefully. However, all things need to change. You have to keep growing. You don't just stick with something that happened 100 years ago. It's like, imagine medical science. Medical science, you go to a doctor and he's still putting leeches on you, because that's what was worked back 100 years ago. You got to keep growing and changing and applying what's going on in the world towards the realities of these characters, the story. I script doctor, I work with directors, I work with, big time writers. Just worked with somebody who directed and wrote a Brad Pitt movie. And we get into like taking what Stanislavski started and taking it a couple of steps further. So how different is it from the method? Method has a bit of a base and the same, well, all come from Stanislavski here. I'm assuming Eric Morris does too. But you gotta take it next bunch of levels so it's